Okay, well, thank you for coming to the University Center at Harper College's information session for today, September 9th at 11 a.m. And my name is Maxwell Basalin. I am the University Center specialist.
Hi, my name is Agnes Szymborski, and I'm the transfer coordinator at Harper College. Um, I shouldn't say we, I am experiencing lots of technical difficulties on my end. So Max will let me know if I'm being choppy or breaking up, but this is the day and age that we're living in. So we'll just work on it and make do with what we have.
Exactly. And as we all can really sympathize with today, that technology fails sometimes. So if Agnes drops or gets a little choppy, it's okay. We're still going to move forward and we'll just continue with the information session and answering your questions and things like that.
All right.
So the first part is introducing ourselves. So you may be wondering, who are these people talking? This is us. Again, my name is Maxwell Basalin. I'm the University Center Specialist, and I am the person on the left.
And I am Agnes Szymborski, the transfer coordinator. I work on all things transfer at Harper College, but I specifically work with Max at the University Center and bringing forth this partnership and these great opportunities for you guys.
Wonderful. And I assist students all the way from their initial interest in the University Center program, pretty much all the way through enrollment, and I even help them as their students until they graduate with their bachelor's degree. I do want to note that there is a chat function that if you do have questions, feel free to put them in there. We will try to answer them as we go along in the presentation, and then we're going to have a couple minutes after the presentation's over to answer questions as well.
Awesome. All right. While I'm still connected, and if you guys can hear me, I wanted to give you just a little bit of background about the University Center. What is the University Center and kind of how it came about? The University Center was a vision of our former president, Dr. Kenneth Ender. He really knew, he had a really great sense of our community and knew that there were students in our community that wanted to continue on with their education, wanted to get that bachelor's degree, that 4-year degree, but just were not able to relocate, to go away to school, have that traditional college experience. And so he knew that bringing something to our community would be very important. We selected our partner universities, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, invited them to come to Harper and teach courses at Harper College. What you will see throughout this presentation is Max and I will continuously kind of repeat ourselves in some key aspects. One of the aspects is the University Center. We have, like I've mentioned, invited our partners to come to Harper and to teach courses at Harper, but these are their programs, their faculty, their degree. Once you join one of these programs, you are a student of those partner institutions. I think that's really important, and you kind of hear us talking about that. But yeah, we continuously look at the University Center, bring the programs that our students want. So you'll hear us mentioning that as well. If there's something at the University Center that maybe isn't there yet right now, we are always looking for new programs to bring, and just want this to be what students want, what the community needs, right in our backyard, pretty much.
Absolutely. And Agnes is very right. Something that we definitely like to hammer in and drill in is the concept of you are a student of that school. So while classes may be on Harper's campus, obviously right now that's not necessarily happening. We have a worldwide pandemic going on, but we will get back to on-campus courses, a little bit of a blended format, some online, some in person, and you'll be on Harper's campus, but you are a student of the partner university and your degree will be from them. It won't have like a little addendum that says at Harper or anything. It's a full-fledged degree from our partner school.
Absolutely.
And speaking of our partner schools, who are they? Well,
right.
we have like three of them. We have DePaul University, Northern Illinois University, and Roosevelt University. There was a lot of thought that went into these partners. All three of these are actually in our top 10 transfer schools from Harper. And we
Absolutely.
really wanted to strengthen that bond that we have with these schools and create an easier transfer pathway. If you happen to be towards the end of your associate's degree, that's perfectly fine. Agnes and I can help you with that. Make sure you've checked off a couple of the correct courses, as well as just make things a little easier for your transfer. If you are a first year student or haven't even come in yet, maybe you're a senior in high school, that's going to be optimal because we can help shape the perfect pathway into one of these programs right from the beginning so that it's completely seamless, no hiccups, nothing. We'll be able to get you into the correct program with a perfect transfer, essentially.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we would like to show you a video that is a welcome video from our partner schools. So give me one moment to pull that up.
Yeah. So as Max was saying, a lot of thought went into who these partners are. These are schools that our students transfer to all the time, not just the University Center. So without further ado, we wanted you to hear from them.
And here we go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rebecca Popelka. I'm the Director of Community College Partnerships at DePaul University. I want to thank you for taking the time to hear more about the University Center today, as well as thank Agnes and Max for the chance to talk with you. The University Center just represents the latest piece of a long relationship between DePaul and Harper. In fact, more students transfer to DePaul from Harper College than any other community college in the country. By offering our BA in Communication and Media and the BAPS in Business Administration at the University Center, we're able to offer a new opportunity for students to join the DePaul family. The ability to take advantage of a campus closer to home and also our reduced tuition rate that we are able to offer for University Center programs has allowed more than 100 students to become part of DePaul so far, and we hope that you'll be one of them to join in the future. Please feel free to connect with us with any questions that you may have. We hope to hear from you soon, and take care.
Hello, my name is Ron Smith, and I serve as Director of Community College Partnerships at Northern Illinois University. On behalf of everyone at NIU, we extend a warm welcome and invitation to everyone who is taking part in today's virtual information session. No one would have imagined 3 months ago that this would be our new normal, that we would be partaking in these events in a virtual world. Nonetheless, NIU and Harper have been long-standing academic partners, and we foresee that relationship to continue well into the future. Approximately 3 years ago, NIU was approached by Harper, and we were asked to participate and deliver content at the University Center. We quickly accepted that opportunity and developed 3 robust bachelor degree completion programs at the University Center. We are offering programs in computer science, marketing, and psychology. To date, we have provided academic pathways to well over 100 students, and we have successfully completed our first academic year on site at Harper. We expect our relationship to continue, and we welcome everyone's participation. Regardless of what institution you choose, we hope that you are able to make a well-informed and educated decision on how you want to continue your education. NIU has been a long supporter of the transfer student experience. We know that transfer students bring a unique perspective and background to the bachelor degree completion experience. With that said, I hope that you enjoyed today's event. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Hi, My name is Travis Dahlhauser, and I'm an admissions counselor and academic advisor for Roosevelt University. Now, at Roosevelt, we're super excited to be partnering with the Harper University Center to offer 3 of our bachelor's degrees: criminal justice, health science administration, and elementary education. And I'm excited because I get to work as the admissions counselor for all 3 and the academic advisor for the criminal justice and health science administration programs. That means I get to know you from day one and work with you all the way until you walk that stage in Chicago to earn your diploma. Now, the awesome thing about this program is that you get to do the complete program and earn a respected degree from Roosevelt University, all from the comfort of Harper's campus and online, and for about half the price of our regular programs. But you still get every resource that Roosevelt has available. So, we definitely recommend you fill out the application at roosevelt.edu. It's free to do. Then just send us the official transcripts from any colleges you've attended, and then from there we'll work together to get your classes picked out, make sure you have a great experience, and you walk away with a great degree.
So that just gives you a little snippet of our partners and who they are, and just again reiterating our long-standing relationship between Harper and the universities.
Absolutely. And I would love to bring up a couple points that were said during those wonderful welcome videos to actually go on to our next slide, which is some of the benefits of the University Center. And I think the representatives from our partner schools did a wonderful job of going into some of the benefits of their particular programs. You noticed a couple of them mentioned cost differences, and that is because, as Agnes was saying earlier, we very intentionally picked these 3 partner schools. And during the whole process in the beginning of building the University Center program, one of the really important things was to make sure that it was affordable. So everybody came to an agreement of, in order to participate in the program, they needed to find ways, whether it be through grants, scholarships, tuition reduction, to bring it down tuition to the state public average. And so that will allow a more affordable access to getting into these schools such as DePaul, NIU, and Roosevelt that can usually cost a pretty penny, but through the University Center is substantially more accessible.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Another one that was brought up by Travis from Roosevelt was location. So as we've mentioned before, right now we're in a pandemic, everything's online, but it won't last forever. And when that happens, it's going to be in person and online, is what we call blended coursework. And that is going to be in-person classes on Harper's campus. So whether you live 2 minutes away from campus, the next town over, it's going to be more easily achievable to get to Harper's campus as opposed to trying to commute down to the city. I don't know about you, but trying to get from Harper down to the city has usually about an hour and a half, 2-hour train ride or drive. It's just another commitment of time where the convenience of having it locally is huge for me personally.
Right. And I think if you don't mind me adding here, Max,
Please.
I think, if you've been a student at Harper, I think the real benefit as well is just you're familiar with the campus already. You know where the parking lots are, you know where the Starbucks is, you know where everything is located. Again, right now we're learning remotely. I think all of us, our main concern is the safety of our students. We have talked to our partners and they share our philosophy. We want students to be safe. We want education to continue. And so while right now, as Max mentioned, this is a very unique fall. We've never had a fall like this before. But we are, working together. We are ensuring that our students are safe, but that their academics are continuing. In the regular, regular time, the classes, again, as Max mentioned, conveniently located. You're familiar with the campus already. Perhaps, again, it's really close to home. If you've gotten, again, your associate's degree or have taken classes at Harper, you're going to be familiar with the location. So I think those are definitely some benefits of the University Center.
Absolutely. And one more little thing that I heard Travis say that stuck out to me was walking that stage in Chicago. So I think it goes back to you are a student of that school, whether it's DePaul, NIU, or Roosevelt. And once you finish your coursework, you will be invited to graduate and walk the stage in Chicago for DePaul and Roosevelt, or out in DeKalb for NIU, because you are a student of that school. And there are other benefits. If you wanted to go see a football game at NIU, for example, you don't have to, but you can. You're a student. You can get in for free.
Yeah, absolutely. You're a student like every other student who goes to those institutions. Max already alluded to it. No one will make a notation on your diploma or on your degree that you took these courses. These are NIU courses taught by their faculty. They're Roosevelt courses. They're DePaul courses. So again, you'll kind of hear us like a little broken record here. Just keep repeating it. But I think that's super important to know is these are programs from these other schools. These are not Harper programs or anything like that. These are exactly the same programs you would be getting at those other our partner institutions.
And you also have access to their alumni networks. So
Absolutely.
once you graduate, or even when you're still a student, accessing their alumni networks will be huge. And you get to
Right.
develop a network of your own. Some of these courses are taught in what's called a cohort model. So it's going to be the same students just taking classes together until they achieve their degree. And when you finally graduate, you have a group of, 20 people, 15 people, 35 people who you know their skills, you know the work that they can do and the jobs that they go into. And you can develop that network that way as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And also their career centers. Again, anything that any of their students can partake in, can take advantage of, it's open to you as well.
Exactly.
All right. So we've had our partners mention these programs, but I think it doesn't hurt to mention them again. DePaul University is teaching communications and media, professional studies with a major in business administration, and brand new to the University Center, starting in the spring. Well, it's our spring. Their winter is the MS in management. So it's a master's degree. Northern is teaching marketing, psychology and computer science, and Roosevelt is teaching criminal justice, elementary education, and health science administration.
Absolutely. So the next question that students often ask is the University Center right for me? We know that there's a lot of factors that go into it. It's not just if they have the right degree for me, but is it the right program for me? Is it the right cost for me? Is it the right location for me? Is it the right time for me? And that is why we will always recommend a meeting with your academic advisor, with myself, with Agnes, to go over all of these factors and really give you a hands-on treatment of figuring out if it's the right thing for you. Sometimes it may not be. If you're a student who's looking for the quote unquote traditional college experience of going and living on campus, joining a fraternity or sorority, or getting involved in competitive sports or something, this may not be the right program for you. However, for a lot of other people, it is. They really like the cost savings. They like the convenience. Maybe there's family obligations. There's a lot of reasons that it can be the right thing. And that's why we try to give you that individualized attention, care, and advice to help figure out if it's the right program for you without pressuring you into it. We want you to succeed, so we want you to find the right program. And that's why we always recommend talking to your academic advisor if you're a current student.
Exactly. Great place to start.
Yep.
All right. So to give you kind of an idea, we keep talking about these programs and how you will be a student of the partner university. Others, probably not the other university, the other school, right? So what Max and I wanted to show you guys with this slide is how it's kind of built. So the way we packaged it, so it's convenient, so it's seamless. Max had mentioned kind of a seamless transition, is we have built all of these degrees upon certain associate's degrees. So it's kind of from the get-go like a 4-year program, right? You come in, Now, there's various entry points. You may already have been at Harper student. You may already have graduated. Maybe you went to a different community college or even a four-year school. That's all fine. That's the other thing I think that Max and I want to make sure we mention. You do not have to be a Harper student to take part in this. This is open to anybody.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Thank you for bringing that up, Agnes.
Yeah. Absolutely. What we're showing you, though, is the pathway that's built upon Harper courses, because we know a lot of Harper students are going to, take part in this. So the first 2 years are Harper courses. They are built. This particular pathway is built off the Associate in Arts, and embedded into this pathway, very, very important, are the prerequisites. So every single one of these programs has prerequisites that have to be met before you can start. So by building these pathways, and again, we're just showing you one sample for psychology, we have put those prerequisites in. And so when you complete this, you know that you're ready to go. Now, as I mentioned, maybe you didn't go to Harper, maybe you went to another four-year school, maybe you long graduated from Harper and are looking to come back and get that bachelor's degree. That is okay. That is why we really want you to meet with Max, with myself, with the university partners. The partners all meet with students because we want you to sit down with somebody and we want to look through your academic record and we want to see to make sure you have the prerequisites, because that's, again, super important. Prerequisites are designed to make sure you're successful, so that you're ready to start. And so when we're sitting down with you, when we're having that face-to-face, one-on-one, we do face-to-face because we do WebEx. We'll use video, we use phone, many different types of methods, and I know our partners do as well. And of course, when we're all back on campus, a face-to-face meeting, in the office would be perfect. But big thing, we'll go over everything, check prerequisites, and make sure you're ready to start. And if you're not, we'll let you know what you still need. So the first 2 years, Harper courses. Year 3 and 4, those are those NIU courses. They're bringing their courses, their faculty. This program is showing you what it's like to be done 4 years total, so 2 years at Harper or another community college, 2 years at Northern, and you're coming out, you're full-time the whole time, coming out with that bachelor's degree. Many of these programs do have a part-time option, so that's there as well. And again, when we sit down, when we meet with you, we can go through all the different variables and all the different options that are available to you.
Absolutely. And just something I would like to point out on this sheet, as you brought it up, Agnes, was that where it says year 1 and year 2, that's going to be Harper coursework, and or potentially elsewhere, depending if you're coming from another school or institution. So that those first 2 years are going to be Harper coursework, classes done through Harper. Years 3 and 4 on this would be on Harper's campus, but it's the partner schools' professors coming to the campus and teaching their coursework. So
Exactly.
A lot of people can see this and get a little intimidated or confused, think that, I need to finish my associate's degree and then do 4 more years. That is not the case. It's just that the way that this is laid out, year 1 and 2 would be your Harper coursework to your associate's degree, or elsewhere. It could be, ECC, it could be COD, it could be Benedictine or another school. There's a lot of history that a lot of people have, and they can still come into this program. They're not bound to starting at Harper if you're coming from elsewhere. And then year 3 and 4 would be, in this case, the NIU coursework taught by NIU professors, just happens to be on Harper's campus and online.
Exactly. All right. So very important, discussion is always around finances. We know that education is a big investment. It's an important investment, but it still is a big one, and it's a big decision to make. The biggest thing we always stress is all of these programs are fully financial aid eligible. So all of the financial aid that you would get at any institution, including Harper, these are the same way. They're eligible for all scholarships, grants, loans, you name it, the full gamut. Okay. As our partners had alluded, and Max and I have been talking, we have asked the private institutions as part of the University Center, as part of working with students and making this as affordable and as accessible to as many students as possible. They have been able to discount their tuition. So you are getting a discount that you would not get if you went directly to DePaul or Roosevelt. And then again, you're saving money by shortening your commute, by not having to live on campus, whether it be an apartment or a dorm or a sorority or fraternity house. So there's those other cost savings benefits that being local always brings to the picture. So yeah, fully financial aid eligible, discounted tuition, and again, of course, savings with location and the commute, which we know can get very pricey with gasoline and tolls and all that stuff. Train tickets, as Max mentioned.
Absolutely. One thing that we always do like to go into a little bit is the program start dates, so the schedule, the calendar. And after you finish your associate's degree and you become a student of one of these institutions for the University Center program, you are going to be on their academic calendar schedule. So Agnes had mentioned earlier, just sort of as an aside, she had said, "Oh, this is our spring, but their winter," and she was talking about DePaul, because DePaul is on a quarter system, whereas Harper is on a semester system. Roosevelt and NIU are also on semester systems. I think they're off from each other by like 1 week on start dates. But DePaul's on a quarter system. So they have a fall quarter, a winter quarter, a spring quarter, and a summer quarter. And so they just have different start dates. And so you would, when you're curious about when your classes are starting for your DePaul classes, your NIU classes, your Roosevelt classes, you will go to their websites to reference their academic calendars.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. Another thing that we want to
go
get
ahead,
into,
Max.
it's all good. Another thing that we want to get into is programs running. So for each program to run, whether it's DePaul's communications and media, NIU's computer science, Roosevelt's elementary education, they need a general idea of how many students are going to be in the class, and it can't be below a certain number. So for example, they're not going to start a class in the fall if there's 2 students interested or starting.
Right. It wouldn't even make for a good class, right? I mean, you wouldn't have good participation or good, robust discussion if there was only 2 students in the program.
Exactly. So each partner school has final decision on whether that class is running or not. You usually don't have to worry about that. There's usually enough interest, and the schools will make the decision far before the class would actually be starting. So if you're looking at, classes that you're registering with, you're already working with your academic advisors, don't worry about it. We will keep you up to date. We'll make sure that you're not getting blindsided.
Yeah, I think, sorry, I'm going to kind of bust in here. I think one of the things that you can do, though, to help us and to help the partner schools is, if you have not done so, fill out an inquiry form. It could be found on Harper's website. It's on the University Center website. We'll show you that website in a few minutes. But we have a form that just shows us, it's a very simple form. You fill out your name, and which program you're interested in and contact information. So it's just very basic. We don't bother you. We don't spam you or anything like that. We just want to know how many students are interested. We share that information with our partners because that way they know, hey, there's a whole group of students that really wants to get started with communications and media this fall. So they're going to be, aware of that. They're going to be making plans to bring that program forward. So even if you're not 100% sure, filling out that form does not commit you to anything. So if you fill out that form and later decide, this is not right for me, or I've changed my mind, I've changed my major, I changed my transfer school, absolutely fine. No problem, no worry. But it does help us to know who's ready to start and can really make a big difference in getting those programs up and running.
Yes, and as well, the University Center program is still growing. It's always growing. So if we don't happen to have the degree that you're interested in at the moment, fill out an inquiry form and click the other option and put the program that you're interested in. Because if we do get enough, then one of our partner schools may say, hey, we'd like to run this program because there's clearly a student demand for it. Or say you have a friend who loves the idea of the university center, but we're not offering the program that they want. Fill out an inquiry form. It costs nothing. It's absolutely free. And as students build up that interest, there's the potential of starting that program.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely a great way to let us know what you're thinking, what you're interested in. Yeah, absolutely. And again, definitely want to stress there's no commitment to filling out that form.
Yes, that is absolutely true.
Okay, so kind of next steps. There's a couple different next steps, and the biggest thing I want to stress is there is no right order from some of these, and there is no wrong way to start. So if you are a Harper student, we highly recommend you meet with your academic advisor first. Our academic advisors at Harper are great folks. They are super knowledgeable. They are aware of all these programs. They know the prerequisites, and they're a great way to kind of help you get started, especially if you've already had a relationship with them. It's really easy for you to reach out to them. If you are not a Harper student, or maybe you've already graduated, you can definitely get in touch with us at the University Center, with myself or Max. We can answer any questions. We can help you decide if these are right programs for you, and just have a great conversation about all the different things. Prerequisites. That one is, again, very important. That number 3 there, complete prerequisites. Whether you meet with an advisor, whether you meet with Max or myself, or even the partner reps, which is number 4, we will always, always, always look at prerequisites to make sure that you have them. If you don't have them, we'll help you plan for them to get those taken care of, because they have to be done before you can get started. So number 3 is probably the most important, and the one that has to be done before you start. Obviously, you're going to apply. Most of our reps, pretty much all of our reps, will help you with that. Usually, it's just a simple application on their website. But if you have questions, if you get stuck at any point, if you need some assistance, they are there. We are here to help. So let us know. And then, of course, completing the associate's degree. These programs that are coming to Harper are pretty much, as we've shown you in the pathway, the last 2 years. They are the completion of that bachelor's degree. So if you're still missing English 102, if you haven't done your math yet, if you haven't taken a science course, those courses are not coming from the partner institution, right? They're not bringing in English 102. They expect that to be done already. So it's really important to complete your associate's degree, get those gen eds out of the way so that you can work on your major with the 4-year partner.
Absolutely. And one thing that I would like to mention, because it's a question that we get so much, is with the application, people ask if they apply on Harper's website, the University Center page, or on the partner school's website. And it is the partner school's application. It is their regular application. It's going to DePaul's website, NIU's website, Roosevelt's website, clicking on apply, filling out the application, and there will be questions in there that will ask if you're a University Center student, or which campus are you planning on going to, and you would pick Harper College, things like that. So it's their application, and it is going to be little questions in there that will identify you as a University Center student. So just keep an eye out for that, and understand that it's not an application on Harper's website. It's an application through the partner schools.
Yeah, that's a great point, Max. Thank you.
So the big moment of the contact information. I'm going to leave this slide up as we talk for the rest of the presentation, simply because I want to give everyone the opportunity to copy it down, take a picture, whatever it may be. These are going to be the easiest ways to contact us. So we do have the phone number, we have the University Center email, which Agnes and myself both receive. But if you want to reach out to either of us individually, there's our email addresses, as well as the URL for the University Center webpage on Harper's website, which offers our inquiry form, signing up for future information sessions. If you wanted to maybe suggest this to someone you know who might be interested. We also have an ask a question button, and we have a live chat help as well on that page.
Yeah, we is especially, I think Max especially, but I think both of us, We love connecting with students because I think it really helps to have that conversation, to kind of see what questions you have, where you at, what do you still need to take, and as much as these programs are brought forth by our partners, but they're there's individual approaches. So every student kind of has different background, right? Max mentioned maybe you've gone to a four-year school, maybe you've gone to a different community college. We know that there are a lot of students that have gone to multiple community colleges or multiple four-year schools. Sometimes it's really hard to find that right fit school from the get-go, right? Perfectly fine. We will look at everything. We will work with you. We'll connect you with the partners. If all of your coursework is outside of Harper, you'll definitely need to connect with the partner school because they're going to be the ones evaluating your coursework. But we will help you get started. So we welcome emails, phone calls. As Max mentioned, there's a chat. There's an ask a question. Maybe you just have a quick question. You're not ready to fill out the inquiry. You just want to know something. Fill that out. We'll get right back to you. We'll answer your question and you'll be in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would just love to reiterate that a couple of the benefits of this program are the ease of transition. So once you connect with us, we can really help in making sure that you have those correct prerequisite classes so that you can have an almost or seamless transition into the final 2 years or 3 years if you're doing a part-time program to your bachelor's degree, as well as the cost savings. Agnes went into this a little bit, I went into this a little bit, but it is a huge thing of, first of all, our private school partners coming down to a public school average price is amazing. And then still eligible for any financial aid you may qualify for. It really makes things much more achievable, much more affordable, and you can even work with their financial aid advisors to see any grants or scholarships that you would be eligible for as an individual. And I will tell you, apply for everything. 40% of scholarships and grants don't get awarded because nobody applied for them. So just apply for everything. The worst thing is that you don't get it,
Right. That's a great point, Max. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, absolutely. I used to sit on a scholarship committee many, many years ago, and literally one person would apply and they would get it because they were the only one who applied, or like you mentioned, sometimes those go unawarded.
Yes, absolutely. So the last thing that we want to say is thank you. And we really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to attend our information session, gain a little more knowledge on the University Center. We hope we've been helpful. We encourage you to reach out if you have more questions. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes to answer any questions in the chat. But if you do think of something later, you have our contact information. You can reach out to us. We are working 5 days a week, and we're happy to answer any questions that come our way, as well as advise and guide you in the path that would be best for you when it comes to your education.
Absolutely. So yeah, I'm going to echo Max and say thank you. And just definitely want to stress that even though all of us are working remotely right now, we are all working. So our partners are working, we're working. As Max said, 5 days a week. Our offices, while virtual, are wide open. We are talking to students on the phone, via email. So it's everything but kind of face-to-face in person at this moment. So it's other than that, it's business as usual. So don't hesitate to contact us. We will get back to you. We will connect you again with the partners. We are here for you, even in this virtual environment. So definitely want to stress that.
Wonderful. And I already have one question in the chat here. And I'm going to go back to this page just to make sure that everybody has the chance to copy down this information. But they're wondering how to set up an appointment to go over their current trajectory and make sure that they have all the right courses to transfer to the appropriate program. And I encourage, one, definitely filling out that inquiry form, and we'll get back to you, but also reach out to either the University Center email, my email directly. Be happy to go over that, see what you've taken already, see what you're missing, if anything, and help advise you on your next steps. If you are a current Harper student and it's maybe a little early, you can talk to your academic advisor, and you can work with Agnes or myself, and we will work in conjunction with your academic advisor to make sure that you're doing the right trajectory for what you want.
Max, I was wondering, as we're waiting for any other additional questions, can you walk them through what happens once they fill out an inquiry? I think sometimes people get like they don't really know what's going on, and maybe to hear the process, they'll kind of answer some questions they may have.
Absolutely, absolutely. So once an inquiry gets filled out, we receive a notification of the information that you've filled out in the inquiry form. We'll go over it. We'll try to get a little bit of an understanding on where you are in the process, because there can be different entry points. So, for example, a student who maybe has never attended Harper but has attended, say, Elmhurst College for the past 2 years, they're not necessarily going to work with Harper academic advisors. I'm not going to check their Harper records. So we may decide that the best course of action is for them to start working directly with the academic advisor, with the admissions representative, from the partner university that has the program that they're interested in. There's also the incoming freshman. So they're coming into their first year at Harper College and they're interested in our program, but they have no college credit to their name yet. So we say, hey, start working with your academic advisor. We will work with you. You can check in with us. We can make sure you're on the right path. But then we'll make sure that by the time that you finish your associate's degree, seamless transition, you have the exact right courses. We've worked with you from the beginning. Then we have someone who's maybe finishing up their associate's degree, say it's from Harper, but they just decided that this is the right program. They were going for something else. Well, we'll work with them and say they're missing a couple prerequisite classes that are mandatory to get into the program. We say, hey, we know that, you're close to your associate's degree. Here's a couple classes you need to take if this is the program you want to get into. So that inquiry process is really an initial information dump to us. And if we have further questions, or if we think that you may have further questions, we're going to reach out immediately. As soon as we get it and read it and everything, and we're going to reach out usually within 24 hours, excluding the weekends. And we will reach back to you, maybe ask you a couple questions, or check in and see if you have further questions on what your next steps are and things like that.
Yeah, I think, and Max, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's safe to say if you've already filled out an inquiry, you've been working kind of on, by the way, on the University Center website, the pathway that we showed you, they are all on there. So if psychology is not the one you're interested in, but you're interested in computer science, you can pull that one up. If you're interested in elementary education, you can pull that one up and kind of see what it looks like. But if you filled out the inquiry, you've kind of been working along on courses. If you're ready to talk to myself or Max or even the University Center reps, feel free to call or email, and we'll get that started. We'll make you an appointment, or we'll connect you with the reps, and we'll get everything going on the way towards your next step.
And also, if you just have a simple question, on our webpage, there is an Ask a Question button for something. If you don't want to fill out a whole form for a simple question, you've already maybe filled out an inquiry form before and you just have another little question, you can hit the Ask a Question button and it'll send it to us, or you can send an email directly to myself or Agnes and we will respond as promptly as possible.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, in a very general, broad sense speaking, what you need to do is complete prerequisites. Those prerequisites have to be completed, whether you've done all your other coursework already, even if you've finished an associate's degree, even if you have coursework from another school. As long as you are missing those prerequisites, they have to be done. Prerequisites, again, is another thing that are listed on the University Center website. Mm-hmm. So if you go to the University Center website, under each school, there's a little admissions section. If you click on that, you will be able to see the prerequisites for each program. So you can make sure you have those. And if you went to a different school, we can help you figure out if your courses match those. So don't worry about that. We'll definitely help you with that. So yeah, completing prerequisites, completing, again, that associate's degree or the general education, those English courses, the math courses, the science courses, that foundation. The first 2 years, we call it gen eds, the basic, whatever you want, the core, whatever you want to call it, finishing those up so that, again, once you're ready to go, you apply, you get admitted, and you're working on your major right away.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing because the schools are bringing the classes either to Harper's campus or online, and they don't want you to necessarily in the second half of your college career to be wasting your time with general education classes when you should be focusing on the classes that support your major at that point. So
Right.
if we can help you knock out the, English 102, the speech 101 stuff early on, so then you can focus on your major later, that's a big thing as well.
Right. Plus, it could slow you down. Imagine if you still haven't finished those gen eds, those are extra courses you have to take. So, instead of 2 years, it could really, extend that time to your degree. So it's definitely a good idea, again, from all aspects, to get it done and out of the way first. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I just saw in chat something regarding coursework from other schools.
Yes, I was just about to ask you about that. Being the transfer coordinator, I know you have a
That's
bit
right.
of expertise on how coursework from multiple schools gets transferred, so I figured I would let you talk about that.
That's right. So, yes, I'm going to put on my transfer coordinator hat. And in regards to other coursework, if you've sent it to Harper, that's a great idea. We definitely want to see it. But I think another important thing, though, is for the other schools to see it. So it's going to be very important for Northern, Roosevelt, and DePaul to see your coursework from your other institutions, because they have to evaluate it as well. So it's not just Harper evaluating it. It's going to be that final evaluation done by the four-year school.
So wait, Agnes, does that mean that if I transfer my credits from, say, Elgin Community College into Harper, that they won't show up on my transcript from Harper to, say, DePaul?
They actually do show up on the transcript. So if you've, yeah, exactly, great question, Max. If you have sent your Elgin coursework to Harper and it has been evaluated by Harper, we have it. We have the record. But what we need to do, though, is every school needs to see official transcripts from every institution you've attended. So even if Harper has your Elgin record, we need to get that record, the official, I'm sorry, I know there's background noise here. We need to get that official record to the other school. So let's say you went to Elgin, sent your coursework to Harper. That's part of Harper coursework now. When you apply to Northern, Northern needs to see your transcript from Elgin and from Harper. So that's huge. And that's a policy across the board at every transfer institution. And the other big thing is once you are ready to send transcripts, this is Max and I have forgot to mention, I think, we will get your Harper transcript to the other school for free. So transcripts cost $5. That's not a huge amount, but it's $5 you could spend on some coffee or other things. We know things are expensive. So if we could save you $5, we'll save you $5. So your Harper transcripts are taken care of. We will get those. We'll have a conversation with you. You'll fill out a form usually, and we'll get those to the other school. But if you've attended other schools, you definitely need to send those transcripts directly to DePaul, directly to Roosevelt, directly to Northern. Does that make sense? Hopefully, I know I kind of went around in a circle here.
Yeah, so I think a possible way to boil it down and simmer it down is whenever transferring to another higher education, collegiate, university institution, if you have credit that was taken at multiple schools before that, just sending the original transcripts from each school to the school that you plan on going to is going to be the easiest course of action.
Yeah, and required by everyone. So
Yes.
that's across the board, across every institution, all official transcripts from every institution, regardless if Harper accepted it, regardless of what we did with it. Everyone has to get all the official stuff.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Awesome. Any other questions?
I'm not seeing any at the moment. So if there are more, we do have our contact information. You can go to our webpage on Harper's website and fill out an inquiry form, do the ask a question. We're happy to answer them. And if any of you have just filled out the inquiry form and are wanting to set up meetings, I look forward to those as well. Happy to work with all of you. So once again, thank you for attending our session. We hope it was helpful. We hope to work with you going forward. And we hope that this is the right path for you, and we'll help you figure out if it is or not.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach us. Again, any of those emails, the phone number, go onto the website, and we'll help you figure everything out that you need to know.
Very good. Well, thank you all, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.